Chairman Wontumi blew stolen 50 million Ghana cedis from Cocoa Board. Now we all know who Chairman Wontumi is, true? The arrogant guy who, as the chairman of the NPP for the Ashanti region, at a point felt that he was Otumfo. He felt he had his own empire, and he announced that he had built his own empire in the Ashanti region. Otumfo became very shaky and decided to send his linguists after him. He pretended he was ill. However that thing ended, they asked him to come and pay. Some schnapps and, some innocent animals were slaughtered for his arrogance. In our country, we can misbehave as much as we want. And they ask us to bring innocent animals to be slaughtered. Apeteshi, to feed our drunken gods. My brother, my sister. And we keep misbehaving time after time. After all, if it's all about innocent animals, we can always buy them. If it's about apeteshi for our drunken gods, no problem. This is Chairman Wontumi. He was born Bernard and Chibosiakon. He used to live in England, and somebody told him, you know what? Come to Ghana. In fact, politics is big money now. And the way you can talk, go back to Ghana. He came back to Ghana and went straight into politics. In our politics, we don't pay you to think, we pay you to talk. So we have empty barrels all over the place. This is a big empty barrel. No common sense. It's just buffoonery. Let me use a smaller word. Balloonery. That is this guy, Chairman Wontumi. The other day I tried to confront him, to tell him, hey, Chairman, some of the things that you are doing, I think that you need to apply a bit of common sense. He got angry with me and called me a drunkard. He called me a drunkard, a Rastaman. And he told me that I was always high on something. He couldn't say what it was, but we all know what he was trying to refer to. Because as a Rasta, there's only one high for all of us, isn't it? My brother, my sister, this is Chairman Wontumi. Stark illiterate. Most of his ideas are born in total illiteracy and ignorance. He was the one who sat on Paul Adom-Otchere's show and told Paul Adom-Otchere, hey, the white man came here and then he gave us forest reserves. You know why he did that? And Adom-Otchere was wondering what philosophy this guy was trying to perpetrate. Because he found gold and other minerals in there. He didn't want the black people to go there. That was why he decided to start that thing called forest reserves. He just fell short of saying that he did not have any regard for any forest reserve. That was why he went to Nimri Forest. Nimri Forest Reserve desecrated the whole forest, my brother, my sister, and stole the gold from the area, which he showed to Paul Adom-Otchere on his show. At a point, he even said he was going to buy Chelsea. When his party, the dirty NPP, had led all of us like sheep to the slaughter in an economic crunch that befuddled everybody right here in Ghana, and we will never forget that. Neither will we forgive them for that. This is Chairman Wontumi, very arrogant. Hey, there was a time this guy here was almost like the seat of power's president. Anything he said, they would follow that. Everybody in his party feared him except one man. Who was that one man? Professor Frimpong Boateng. This guy. Now, this guy called Professor Frimpong Boateng was put in there as the head of a certain committee against illegal mining, galamsey and all that. And he came up with a report that there were two people who were the biggest demons of our country's forest reserves and desecration of our land. One, Sir John, who is roasting in the hottest part of hell right now, being sodomized by Satan. And he was from Wonwo. He died and was buried in a certain funny grave there in that village called Wonwo. When he died, it was in the days of the COVID. People with no common sense attended the funeral without following COVID protocols. And I believe many hundreds more died because of the foolishness. My brother, my sister, this is the guy, Sir John. One of the greatest disasters we had as Ghanaians as related to our forests. And when he died, they flew him in an helicopter all the way to Wontumi. And tens of thousands of people without face masks, nothing, no COVID protocols followed, went to his graveyard and sang his praises. My brother, my sister. And when his will finally came out, we saw how much he had stolen from the people of Ghana. The government was so embarrassed, it put an embargo on that will, that it was an illegal will. Can you believe that? I've never seen this in the history of this country and even beyond. A man dies, he brings out a will. The nation looks at the will and says, hey, did he steal this much? No, they put an embargo on it. He's in hell. Satan is sodomizing him. This guy. Chairman Wontumi is the next guy, getting ready to go to hell to continue the sodomization. This guy. Very wicked, dirty guy. This guy. They steal from the republic as if it's their entitlement. They don't care about the multitudes who are suffering. It's all about them. Your dirty party, the NPP, dragged us all the way into a certain perpetuity of economic crunch. Can I say that again? Can I say it again? They dragged us into a certain perpetuity of an economic crunch. And this guy still had the guts, the effrontery to tell us he had so much money he wanted to go, not to buy Real Tamale United, my village team, or Francoba United, but to buy Chelsea. An insult to us as Ghanaians when they were busily giving us haircuts, unprofessional haircuts. Some got Sakura. Up till now, they've been bald-headed. No hair has been able to grow from those haircuts they gave to us. You remember those haircuts, right? The DDEP, Domestic Debt Exchange Program. Oh my God, never again, NPP. Never again. These blockheads, never again. They didn't care, my brother. We are not just throwing around words. You know what? Chairman Wontumi, a couple of days ago, the minister in charge of government communications, his name is Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, the diminutive Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, told us something that blew our minds. Hey! Now this guy here, you know what he said? He told us, as he spoke to my sister station, TV3, he spoke to my very good brother, Alfredo Kanse. And he said in that interview, how Chairman Wontumi blew 50 million Ghana cedis in his days as chairman of the NPP for the Ashanti region. Let's take a listen to what he said, and when we return, we will tell you how he got that money and how he blew it. Watch this.
In the case of lawyer P. Akubi's client, Wontumi, he would tell you his assets have been frozen.
How much of his assets?
Indeed, I regret to have to. Sorry about it, but
no, the matter is still subjudice. The matter is still subjudice.
Fine.
No, you are allowed to mention those.
You see, so he has. Look, we discovered for instance. No, it's not about.
Please go ahead.
I'm not. Let me also make it clear. I'm not pronouncing.
No, I'm not saying.
I'm not pronouncing on the substantive piece. I'm only telling
about the
you.
facts.
I'm telling you the action that the state has taken. So, for instance, on the 8th of January, 2025. It was found that about 50 million Ghana cedis had been paid him from Cocoa Board.
Yeah.
Cocoa Board for some work that he said to have done. He moved 30 million of that to purchase some securities. In other words, bonds, I think, treasury bills. And then about 23 million to purchase or set up an insurance company.
Hey, man.
When was
So
this?
this was in January, February.
Last year.
Yes. So all these assets have been frozen as I speak. Indeed, again, look, even his mobile money account has been frozen.
Chairman won't
Yes.
mobile money account.
Even his mobile money account has been frozen. Unless he sets up another one or use another conduit, he cannot use mobile money, receive or send. So that is the extent to which the state has gone to ring fence these assets, pending the determination of the case. How can anybody see this and say oil has died? The other issue too is that it is important to do thorough investigations. The reason being that it costs money to prosecute people. There may be cases where you suspect strongly that wrongdoing has occurred, but you may not find the evidence.
Yeah.
In that case, you don't go at all. You suspect strongly that there must be some wrongdoing, but either the evidence has been so well concealed, or that the information available is sketchy and scanty, so you can't go to court with it. In that case, even if you have that suspicion, you cannot go because it costs money, it costs time to prosecute people. It is state resources that are used to do the prosecution. So if you are not absolutely certain, you cannot go there and waste anybody's time. So it is not fair to say that oil has not died.
Felix Ofosu-Kwakye is the minister in charge of government communications, right in the seat of the presidency. My brother, did you hear what he said? Chairman Wontumi blew over 50 million. According to him, about 30 million was taken out and he used that to buy treasury bills. And then over 20 million he used to set up an insurance company. And the rest of the money, oh my God, can I tell you something? Run the doors here. Come here. Hey. Now, according to Felix Kwaku Annan, the Minister for Government Communications, as of March 2026, Bernard Ekibosiako, Chairman Wontumi, expended 50.87 million payment from Cocoa Board in the following ways. He spent 30 million Ghana cedis on treasury bills. Some reports say that it was even more than that. He spent about 39 million Ghana cedis to purchase 1 year government securities or treasury bills. And then 20 million, some say it's more than that, 23 million, was allegedly used to set up an insurance company identified as Paradise Insurance Company. Paradise. Have you heard of Paradise Insurance Company before? Have you gone to do business with them before? And he withdrew as much as 11 million. This was a guy who used their incumbency as a political party to steal, allegedly, from the people of Ghana. And you see his face like that. It's so annoying. No serious education. My brother, no investment. The only investment is being loud. People who have gone to school, worked so hard, paid school fees, they would have to come to this guy and beg him for a certain kind of opportunity because our country has no respect for hard work. It's just propaganda and noise. How did Chairman Wontumi get this money? He went to Cocoa Board, where my own boss, my teacher at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, Mr. Boakye Agyarko, helped him to collapse the nation. He took a contract, forged signatures, as we were told by the Attorney General. He forged signatures and he got money paid into his account. He didn't end there. He went to other institutions using incumbency to take the money. And look at the time the money was paid into his account. A few days before they left power. as if it was a retirement bonus. This is Boakye Agyarko. He's one of the most useless ministers we have had in this country. He taught me, yes. One of the most useless, and I'm so ashamed of him. So very ashamed of this guy. You see him very quiet. He walks okay, cool, and nice. Recently, I heard that he returned some of the cocoa board cars. He was not ready to have them. He had the option to buy them after office. He decided that he didn't need them, so he gave them back. Why did it take so long to return them? That's the question everybody's asking. My brother, my sister, this guy helped Chairman Wontumi dupe the nation. As we are being told by the Attorney General and the Minister of Justice, Dr. Dominic Akuritinga Ayene, I am glad that Wontumi is facing justice. On the 26th of this month, Wontumi will see his smoothness level. Judgment will be pronounced, as we are told. And all Ghanaians, I believe, are getting ready to wear their garments of celebration. It's sad that we allow empty heads by virtue of the fact that they are loud. We give them positions and they mess us up. 50 million. Have you heard of that money before? With all my education and the school fees that I paid, I have never smelled half that money all my life. And it's not about me. It's about the nation. Did he do the work? That's the question. The work that Cocoa Board said he did he do it? According to the Attorney General's office. Nothing like that was done. So, if this is anything to go by, we are dealing with an armed robber using a pen and political power. Any which way. 26 is coming. We'll all go to the court and Ghana will be the winner. My brother, my sister, and you can trust all the judges who are in place to do their work. At this point, I want to greet Justice Apangabuno Achibunga, wherever you are. Justice Francis Apangabuno Achibunga. Love and respect. Good afternoon to you. This is the Black Pot, aka Kukushonamo, where we speak truth to power. Story number 2. Watch this. What is this? Ghana police rejects big cash bribe from another fake dollar syndicate. Busted. You remember, a couple of weeks ago, we brought you a story about how a certain fake dollar syndicate was at a place there called Tuba, right here in Accra, printing dollar notes. They pretended they were Muslims. They were all foreigners. Tuba is a place that has so many Muslims. Tuba simply means repentance. And it is normally used for people who have repented and become Muslims. The area is full of mosques. The area is so respected for its religiousness. My brother, my sister, they decided to choose such a calm place. And then they started printing. Remember when we spoke with ACI, Kofi? Yes? And he told us everything. We showed you photographs and videos of what happened. Today, my brother, my sister, I am sad to tell you that it is happening again. And this time round, it happened in Odumase. Odumase. And this time round, it is bigger. Ghana Web tells us the story. Counterfeit dollar syndicate busted as police reject 200,000 bribe. And look at the dollars. Look at the people involved. Flip it. Hey. Serious. Now, a counterfeit cash syndicate operating within the Greater Accra and Eastern regions, whose activities have been under strict surveillance by the Ghana Police Service through the Koforidua Municipal Investigative Team led by ASP Augustine Asante, has been arrested by Odumasi Krobo Police. Following intelligence shared with the Odumasi Krobo Police led by Corporal Williams Asante, embarked on a swift undercover operation. The arrest was made on Wednesday, March 11, 2026. The operation led to the arrest of 3 suspects, Ebenezer Nachu, 20, George Atto, 48, and Bishop Robert Olete, 54. The suspects were found in possession of 105 bundles of counterfeit US dollars in $100 denominations to the tune of 1,050,000 American dollars. Do you know how many boreholes this can build? 1,050,000 American dollars, all counterfeit. Now, the fake currency was concealed in a black and red spotted metal trunk at their hideout at Lassie, a suburb of Odumasi Krobo. Now, according to police sources, the suspects were allegedly preparing to distribute the counterfeit notes on their bucket in exchange for Ghana cedis, taking advantage of the Krobo Odumasi market day. Police sources further disclosed that one of the suspects, Bishop Robert Olete, allegedly offered 200,000 Ghana cedis in genuine cash in an attempt to settle the case and avoid arrest. However, the officers rejected the offer and proceeded with the arrest of the suspects, who were subsequently transported with the exhibits to the Odumasi Krobo District Police Command for further investigation. The suspects and the exhibits have since been handed over to the Akosombo Police Division under the leadership of Chief Superintendent Doris Grant for further investigation and necessary action. And then they were arraigned before court on Friday, March 13. The suspect, Ebenezer Nachu, 20, was arraigned before the Odumasi Circuit Court to be remanded into custody to assist police with ongoing investigation, whereas the other 2 suspects were granted police inquiry bail. And this was what the police put up. My brother, my sister, the 2 other suspects had been granted police inquiry bail while investigations continue. I honestly don't know why the police granted them bail, but the police know their work more than Black Rasta. I'm not a policeman. One person has been held. The police knows exactly why. They had over 1 million American dollars, which they were getting ready to flood the market with. A country that is full of illiteracy and ignorance. A lot of these market women will take this money unsuspectingly, and they put it also in the market. Before they realize that they have been swindled, it would have been too late. This would have done a lot of injustice to us. Now I'm going to conclude on this note. Dash it away. My brother, my sister, why are they choosing Ghana? Why are they not going to Nigeria? Why are they not going to some other parts of Africa? They are coming to Ghana because the economy is robust. The economy is very swift. The value for money is here, very heavy. That's one reason. Now, the second reason is that once you are in a country like Ghana, you have to look at the acceptability, or better still, the vulnerability of the people. the gullibility of the people. How the people are easily convinced. If you were to take this to America, certainly you know that you'll be arrested. Because every money you give passes through a certain machine. If you take this to the bank, it will pass through a machine. So they will take it to the market where the people are so gullible most of the time, and then they will swindle them. This will end up causing inflation in our country. At this point, I doff my hat for the Odumase police. Krobo Odumase. Look at where they are. Krobo Odumase. It's far away from the capital. Somebody told me the closer you are to the capital, the more corrupt. Because over here in the capital, in fact, life is so fast. If you slow down a bit, you will be swallowed by the hands of the movement or the legs of the movement. In fact, right here in Accra, it is very difficult to live. Living conditions, cost of living, so high. In the villages, people still have good morals. People still believe in, if you do good, it returns to you. And if you do bad, it comes back to you. Unlike in Accra, where it is a whole different caboodle. So they chose.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.